right, I was talking with the guys, and you couldn't be going into nationals riding any bigger wave of momentum. I mean, you got to be thrilled with how you're playing coming off the regional championship.
I really am. You know, it's 1 week a year. You want to have everybody peaking at the right time. And last year we missed that peak. We kind of peaked at the SECs, and this year's team is tending to peak towards the national championship. So it gives us a lot of excitement for next week.
I wanted to ask you about that. You know, I know every team is different, and obviously last year you guys had some pressure. I mean, you'd been number one, you were one of the favorites going in, and you didn't play your best. This year, now you know you're playing great now, but you've been flying under the radar a little bit. Can you compare that? And is there one way that you like it better than the other, or does it really matter?
No, it really doesn't matter. I kind of like being number one all year long. It means you're really, really good. Unfortunately, we stumbled at the end last year. What I do like about this year's team is they have an attitude to want to win. And you can see that in what they do. And something happened after the first round of the SEC. We played awful, and from that moment on, we had a nice meeting. We decided if we were going to be a good team or not. And since that one round, you could see something different in this team, and that's why I'm excited, because I see them, want to run to that finish line first. And I think that's what talent really is.
To win a regional is such an accomplishment. Is this a fair statement to say that if you're good enough to win a regional, you're good enough to win the national championship?
Absolutely. Yeah, I believe we can. That will give us the confidence to realize that we are. And so we look forward to next week. I think we've gained a lot from last week, especially the golf course and the teams we beat. And so I think we now feel like we're one of the teams that can win. I think you got to feel that way if you're going to win. I think there's something special about winning. You don't luck up and do it. You got to believe you're going to, and you feel like it's your destiny.
We talked about last year, and everybody plays in the same conditions, I understand that, but the weather was miserable. You're a southern team. You caught a bad break with the weather this year. Even though it's up north, the forecast looks much better, and I know you would prefer the weather be warm and sunny for an Alabama team. Absolutely.
We're not used to wearing turtlenecks and toboggans, in May like we had to a little bit last year, and that's the reason we struggled a little bit. That's not an excuse. That's just what happened. And so this year we're looking forward to. It'd be nice if it was nice and bright and sunny, because that's the way it is down here in Alabama in May. So I think the weather forecast looks good. It'll be very favorable. I don't think there'll be any excuse of that. It's a very hard golf course, and so we don't need any weather to make it any harder.
Finally, since you've been here, you've kind of been knocking down some firsts. You won the first SEC championship in 20-plus years last year. You won the first regional ever this year. I guess all that's left for you is the national championship now, huh?
That's right. We got one more hurdle to jump, and that's the big one. This team has had a goal, like all our teams have, is to win a national championship. I think Alabama, the University of Alabama, is about championships, and that's what we're hired to do, and these guys are brought in here to do. So it's very hard to do, but I do think we're capable on a special week, which I think we feel very comfortable about that right now. I think we can have a special week and bring that big trophy home.